What is that?
A worm.
What? What is that?
A worm. A worm. Don't kill it, please.
Where the fuck's this guy? Oh, it's working hard. Look at that worm go.
Remember me. Remember everything we used to be. Can you feel my heart pounding, pounding?
So working hard.
Go, worm, go. You've got this.
Okay.
Oh my god.
The fuck? So was it storming or what? Huh. Well, that fucking sucks. I was gonna make the video today about kind of like an 8-month ownership review of the Supra and just outlining stuff like that, but I guess it was gonna storm and then maybe a storm, then it kind of passed over. I actually got a little bit sick too, so my voice is kind of recovering, so it kind of made sense. That kind of held off on the video. Maybe I'll just make it tomorrow. Gotta get your drink. Anyways, we're at Panera Bread right now. Chrissy wasn't feeling too good in the morning, so we decided to get some soup and some sandwiches. But I was gonna make a video today about kind of like an 8-month ownership review of Supra. Essentially, like how it's been driving, how it is as a car. If you're looking to buy a Supra, like what other concerns you might have as a potential owner. So I guess that's really the plan for today. Pretty decent weather out and everything, but yeah, I think that's it. Look at Christine, all bundled up. You feeling better? Oh, it's so nice out. 50 degrees. The Supra's looking good. Not raining anymore. Damn. But the car still needs a pretty good wash. It's like hella dirty everywhere. Damn, it's like pretty fucking dirty here. Alright guys. So hello. Alright, so yeah, I wanted to do essentially a 8-month ownership review of the GR Supra. Oh god, my voice. That was a fucking fail. My Rode mic just died on me. But anyways, I want to do a 3-month review on the GR Supra. This is my white, absolute zero white GR Supra 3.0 premium 2022. It's honestly an awesome car to drive. I got this car in July of 2022, and this is kind of an 8-month review. I haven't driven this car for 8 months though, but after driving this car and having some time spent with this car, I definitely feel like I'm in a decent position to kind of help anybody out looking for a Supra, to kind of help them out on what the pros and cons are of owning a GR Supra and the accoutrements of having a Supra that you won't be able to find out within like a 10-minute test drive. So hopefully I'll be able to kind of get you guys all seated and figured out on what's it like owning a GR Supra, and if you're in the market to have one, what are some things that you should consider. So since I'm in the inside of the car first, I'm gonna first start off with the cons, and then I'm gonna go to the pros because it's always easier to talk about shit you like. But start things off firstly, there's not a lot of places where you could put your stuff in the Supra. And what do I mean by that? Well, my everyday carry consists of some sort of mobile device, right? Some sort of phone, some sort of wallet. And for me, when I close the car, I like to put my stuff somewhere. And so because I have the Pro Max, it is a big phone, and this kind of rattles about around there. The Premium, I think, comes, I don't know if it's a standard feature, but it comes with a charging tray right here. It's actually like, my phone doesn't even fit. Like, that's the tray, and it doesn't fit. So it's absolutely useless unless you have like a regular sized iPhone screen size. So there's not a lot of places where you can put stuff. You get 2 cup holders. I really wish there was a center dash here, but race car. A little cubby in the back, direct access to your trunk right here. And then that's really about it. You have this charging tray that's generally useless. You have this small little tray here, but it's really meant for you to open and close the door. And then you have another deeper tray here, which most of the time I put my stuff there. Oh fuck, that freaked me out for a second. most of the time I put my stuff there. But that's basically it. So if you're looking for more space and places to put your shit, it gets kind of annoying. Second thing I don't like, well, it just can be a con. I wish the steering wheel was a little bit thicker. It is a thin steering wheel, Toyota steering wheel. You know, I know the M3s and the M's have very like meaty steering wheel where you can really get like a good grip on it, but it is a thinner steering wheel. It's not a game, you know, a deal breaker, but I just wish it was just a tiny bit thicker. While we're sticking on the interior, another small gripe is the gear shifter. Now, of course, this has used the old gen iDrive. Surprisingly, it is pretty intuitive enough for you to kind of like figure out what you need to do and like how to operate this car. But I think there is a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to anything that's not, you know, mechanical. This is a little bit foreign to me because I came from Toyota Lexus products, but that's one thing. This is actually kind of cool. This is a touchpad, so you can like trace out the letters on the pad, which is kind of pretty cool. But other than like the iDrive, really the cons is this interior feels so BMW, and it's really pro and a con depending on what you like. I think it's pro and a con for me because small things like I wish there was just a off button for the AC, not constantly having to click all the AC levels to turn off. You have to click the fan levels to turn off. You know, I wish these buttons were a little bit more intuitive. I don't necessarily know what all these icons mean. Maybe it's BMW's own lingo, but I just wish it's a little bit more intuitive. You do have heated seats in the premium. In the regular base models, you don't. That also comes to the infotainment. You don't have Android Auto. You would think in a time of 2022 and onward, they would include something like Android Auto because, you know, people have Android phones, but you don't have that. You only have Apple CarPlay, which, you know, I have an iPhone right now, so I guess it's not such a big problem, but I wanted to change to a Android sometime in the future just to kind of keep things fresh. But I don't have the option to, because if I'm in this car enjoying the ride, you know, I can't use the Apple CarPlay or Apple CarPlay infotainment system. And on top of that, Apple CarPlay only comes, oops, don't want to get monetized. Apple CarPlay only comes on the premium models, and you can buy it for extra, but it only comes standard on the premium models, which kind of sucks. Stepping out a little bit, another thing that's kind of annoying about this car is, it's not really completely interior based, but it's kind of getting out of the car. Like, it is super low to the ground, so finagling yourself out of this section of the car, it gets kind of annoying. So that's kind of one thing to keep in mind. I have to do this like weird thing where I have to like touch here to kind of like push myself out. Maybe it's just my height. I'm 5'11"-ish, around there, 5'10", 5'11"-ish. And so for kind of a moderately tall guy, it gets kind of annoying. All right, well, because we're outside now, let's move on to the exterior. Another thing that I don't like about this car, but it's really a love and hate type of relationship, is the sloping roof line. Like, from this angle, it just looks so aggressive and it looks so nice. I really love how the line kind of just completes the cohesiveness of this car. In my opinion, the rear quarter panel look right here is the best looking angle for this car, but because you have this sloping line look on this roof, it's supposed to accommodate for headspace, from what I understand about this design principle of these two like boob looking hills. It's supposed to accommodate for your head, but it does get hard to kind of look at this side of this area. If you're driving, like, you do get kind of a blind spot on your right side, as well as your left, especially when you go over like crest like hills. It does seem to happen. Small gripe, I guess I can live with it because the design of this car just looks so nice. All right, now we're gonna come into the actual big stuff. So one thing I kind of don't like about this car is essentially the wheel, tire, and brake pad setup. Specifically, so the premiums come in this, I don't know if it's flow formed or, no, they're flow formed wheels from the factory. Flow formed wheels, 19-inch, wrapped in Michelin Pilot Super Sports, which are really good tires. They're not 4S's, but they're honestly pretty good. And the thing I don't like about this car is, if you live in colder climates, Super Sports are going to have a negative effect, essentially meaning the coldest temp this is rated to go at is, I think, is like 40 degrees. It can go a little bit colder, but anything consistently colder will risk the compound of the tire giving out. So that kind of sucks. And then the brake pads. So I'm kind of an OCD when it comes to keeping this car clean. I try to. I fucking know, like, there's fucking dirt and everywhere. I know it rained a little bit, but if I try to, I can. And with these brake pads, this car does excellent on braking, but they just kick up so much brake dust. There are times where I just finished washing the car and I drive home and I've already have so much brake dust just kind of like caked onto these polished wheels. Like, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's already just dark. So I know it's definitely the brake pads, but if you're a little bit OCD on these glossed wheels, I think when it comes to your brake job, it's probably a good idea to swap out the brake pads to something else a little bit more less powdery. So obviously this car has a fucking buffeting problem, and I wish the engineers and designers would just open the damn window when testing this car. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't realize it would be too bad. But anyways, the buffeting essentially sounds like a helicopter is above you at all times when driving. To counter that, you can buy these AMS carbon fiber buffeting guards. I think they're like $90 or $100 around there. I might be wrong, but they do help a lot. There's essentially no buffeting when you have these on. You could even go to the cheaper route. I know Amazon sells like a window kit or something, or a window or door guard that you can stick on that works as well. They're like $20-$30 at most. But yeah, another con is this car buffets. Air gets trapped inside the car when you're driving, and it sounds like a helicopter. So that's one thing to keep in mind. All right, and that kind of leads me to my last big problem about this car. That is the trunk. So there actually is no way for someone to access the trunk without the key. You need to have the key, and you need to be able to press the trunk like so. And then that trunk will obviously expose all of your trunk shit you have. But the sucky thing about that is, if I'm carrying a lot of shit, right? So there's instances where maybe you just got back from your Myers, your Rite Aid, your Jewel, whatever the fuck, and you're carrying shit in your hand, and you don't want to freaking fish around to find your keys, you know? You just want to kind of like walk up to the car and be like, oh, there's a trunk release right here, and just kind of click it open because your keys are already on your body. But because it's a race car, Toyota, I guess, didn't add a trunk release or trunk latch, so it's kind of a minor inconvenience at the most. But that's one thing to keep in mind. You always need your keys if you're trying to access the trunk of this car. And honestly, I think that's really about it. There's not a lot of bad things about this car. I think in terms of just overall usability, there are minor things, and there are things I wish it had. Android Auto, more places to put your shit inside the car, a little bit thicker of a steering wheel. The wheel tire setup was a kind of a big one, and the wind buffeting. I think that should probably be your first mod if you're looking into getting a Supra, because I don't think they fixed it on the 23s either. And then obviously, you know, the whole trunk thing where you gotta fish for your pockets and shit. See, those are the things you really won't like necessarily know when you first get a Supra, or when you test drive the Supra out even. So just some things to keep in mind. I think for the next video, I'm probably going to do 5 things I like about the Supra. Obviously, it's a lot easier to talk about things that you do like, but yeah, that's really about it for this video, and I hope you guys had a good one. I'm still feeling kind of sick, so yeah, see ya. So I had to get out of the car, oh my god, my eardrums, and just stumble upon, obviously, my Supra, but this nice black GTR, very nice spec, honestly pretty sick. Had to take a picture at least with the titanium exhaust, Godzilla plate, the OGs. Maybe got a thumbnail.